Hey, what's up guys, I'm this video's host, Heavenly Controller, and today we're going to go balls deep in some anime, so enough beating around the bush, pun intended. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Kill la Kill, and if you do, congratulations, you get a sticker. Kill la Kill is made by Studio Trigger, founded by Hiroyuki Imaishi and Masahiko Otsuka after leaving Studio Gainax, which is responsible for anime such as Gurren Lagann and Panty and Stocking. Trigger's first work was the anime Little Witch Academia, which was so highly received they started a Kickstarter to fund a second episode, which far exceeded their goal of $150,000, and are also both available on Netflix, which I binge watched in one sitting. Kill la Kill style is meant to be a satire of various other anime genres like action and ecchi. It intentionally makes its fights ridiculously over the top and gives its characters unnecessarily titillating costumes to reflect this. Not that I'm complaining. In fact, let's take the time to appreciate the sexiness and badass action of this anime. The show also satires the consistent convolution of storytelling in anime by intentionally making the anime's plot contradict itself countless times throughout the series. Notably, the concept that clothing is both the downfall of humanity and at the same time the only thing that can save humanity from its destruction. As well as satire, Kill la Kill is also meant to pay homage to many other forms of art and media across various cultures as well. Literally almost every set piece within the show is meant to reflect a concept from another form of work, be it Eastern mythology, themes and techniques from other anime, set pieces from Western movies, and video games. Moral of the story, if you run out of ideas, steal things from everybody else. Throughout the series, there is constant evidence that Ryūko is fused with life fibers, such as the gear-like patterns in her eyes, the iconic red strand of hair, and the fact that she's the only one who communicates with Senketsu. Or maybe she's just Dr. Doolittle's daughter. Nui Harime's eye patch is actually a combination of her first name and katakana, and in addition, in her name, Nui means sewing in English, and Harime means stitching to symbolize her role as Grand Couturier. Also, despite Harime being immortal and having infinite regenerative capabilities, she for some reason can still never regenerate her left eye and must even wear her eye patch when in disguise. Or maybe she just thinks it looks badass and never takes it off. Kill la Kill didn't have a consistent storyboard until episode 5. The studio had not even decided on the direction the anime would take in the first 4 episodes, which were intentionally kept ambiguous regardless of which decision was made. Some theorize that this is the reason why Kill la Kill's pacing drastically slows down in the middle, as the anime had to essentially start over to build a story once it established which direction it would take. So I guess that whole time Trigger was just making shit up as they went along, you know, like Kishimoto. There is a lot of controversy revolving around whether Kill la Kill's budget is linked to the low quality animation seen in much of the show. However, others speculate that this was a stylistic choice that was done intentionally and that the budget isn't a valid justification for low quality animation, as despite what many tend to believe, are not necessarily directly related. But at least they made sure to animate them ass and titties, right? Gamagōri's height is inconsistent throughout the series. It constantly changes to reflect the symbolic representation of his character in a given situation. In the opening scene, he's made extra large to symbolize his authority over the other students, as well as in the flashback with Satsuki to convey how much stronger she was compared to him despite his size. The rest of the show, he's not as large, but still always sized to be the largest person in the room. In Honnōji Academy, the student council is meant to represent the 4 heavenly kings from Chinese Buddhism, meant to govern the 4 cardinal directions of the world. Or the Elite Four and Satsuki is the Pokemon champion, either one. Kill la Kill is revolved around a series of puns. The name itself is intentionally written to have multiple meanings. It can be translated as kill, wear, or to cut or sever, all themes that are relevant to the series. The main protagonist Ryūko's first name, Matoi, is written in a kanji meaning abandoned child. Satsuki's first name, Kiryūin, can translate as empress, and as I mentioned previously, Nui Harime's name translates to sewing and stitching. And Gamagōri's name directly translates to get bitches. Probably. So those are 10 things you probably didn't know about Kill la Kill. Hopefully now you'll be inspired to rewatch the show and see it in a different light now that you have all this new information under your belt. You can even watch it in English if you watched it for the first time in Japanese, or vice versa for an even more diverse experience than your first. But that's all I got. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from me, you can find me at youtube.com/heavenlycontroller, and of course subscribe to this channel if you haven't already to go balls deep in some anime.